Hello, Michelle here. Day 7. Wow, how did we get to day 7 so quick? Look at the sun out there. It's very exciting. Welcome and congratulations for getting this far. It's amazing. So proud of you. It's quite something just to go through a challenge like this with a bunch of people and come out with an epic piece of content at the end. And I know lots of you are still hammering away, trying to get those last few words away, especially, say, those of you who are in America who actually haven't come to the end or even into their 7th day yet. But this is the beginning of the 7th day. Technically, we need to try and get this blog post written and published by the end of today. You know, I'm a softie really, so I'm not going to slap your hand if you don't. But it's a deadline that we set. It's mostly for you. It's in your head because it's actually what pushes us forward. It propels us forward when we have deadlines quite often. For most of us anyway, as humans, we find deadlines an incentive, especially if you have to come and report in a place like this group. So please do your best to bash out those last few words and get it out. And again, I've already said this lots of times, but it's really not about making it perfect. Not at all. It's about getting it up. Yes, you know, you need to be somewhat proud of it, but even if you're still a little bit unsure, get it up. Post a link over into the group and we can all go and have a look and give you some ideas. In fact, a few people have already done that. So well done, Bernadine and Heidi and Jeffrey. I'm very impressed. Your posts are awesome. I've read them all and they're great. Well done. I want to read everyone else's now. So get a move on and get them in there. Basically, we don't have a lot to talk about today, except if you've got any questions, of course. If you know that there's something that you're struggling with that I might be able to help with. Today is about publishing. It's like pressing that button that says, let's go. So go do that. Whoever's here, say hi. It's always nice to know that someone's there live and that I'm actually not just talking to a screen. I'm trying to avoid the sun, as you can see. I've pulled the curtain across, but there's a bit of sun on the edge there. I become a bit of a ghost if I go into it, so I'll try to avoid that. Yeah, so go publish. Go put it up on your blog or wherever you're putting it. Hey, Frankie, and hit that publish button. Be brave, and then come over to bring the link from your published post and come and put it over into the Facebook group. If you don't have a platform to put it on, come and you could actually post it into the group, which is what Bernadine did, although I think she does have a blog she's going to put it on as well. You could do that, but also ask me and I can put up a couple of links of places where you could go and create your own free blog, like really quickly and very simply, and just put it up there just so that you've published a piece, because that's what it's all about at the moment. We need to get it published because all the things we're going to do from tomorrow onwards are all about using that content. So you need to get it published, okay? So please keep going. Very proud of you. And very impressed, actually. Some of the writing I've seen is fantastic. Obviously, we have a few writers in the group, professional ones and amateur ones. So that's fantastic. It's keeping us all on our toes, which is great. Tomorrow, which is Saturday morning here in Australia, I will be doing it about 8 o'clock in the morning again, and we'll be kicking off basically the week 2, and week 2 is where all the fun stuff happens. So now you've got a post, and now we're going to turn that post into lots of baby content. And there goes Gemma again. She wants to be the star of the show. So excuse me, having a piece of content that we can put through this process is going to be very important. I am very busy. I was busy yesterday and today trying to create a lot of videos to show you some of the techniques. And the idea is that you'll go and create whichever ones work for you and whichever ones you find you're capable of, although I would suggest you could do them all. Some are more time consuming than others, obviously, which is why it's taking me a little bit of time to create the videos to put them up for you. So, and then at the end of next week, we need to tally up just how many pieces of extra content you've done, and we'll talk also about what to do with that extra content. So where to put, those images and the infographics and videos and things like that, and how to share them out across social media, which I have touched on a bit. and a website called Buffer App. I would suggest you all go and sign up for a free account if you haven't already. It's an account that we'll be using a little bit. And it's very useful for once you've got this content for putting it across the web. And to a degree, you can do a lot of scheduling, so it automates some of it. And I mean, you have to put it in the first place, but it will automate the process of getting all of this fantastic information out there and sharing these fantastic blog posts that you have created and getting a little bit of traction, which is what we all want on the web. And after that, you know, what will be the difference between those people who go ahead and do really well and those people who just sort of stay where they are or a little bit further ahead will be those people who become consistent in employing some of the kind of techniques that I teach you about or have this week and then next week. That's really the people who win this game. It's not necessarily the super fast ones. It's actually the consistent, even slow and consistent. It's that sort of a bit like the hare and the, was it the hare and the rabbit, or the rabbit and the fox? Anyway, you know. No, the tortoise, the turtle and the rabbit. So we really want to be turtles. We just want to plod along, but being very consistent, in the end, you'll win the race. So it's not really about a race to the line. Although, in saying that, this competition, this challenge, it has a competition element as well. So there is an element in the next 7 days of you creating as much content as you can, so that you can then have that as content sharing collateral that you'll be able to use to spread across the web in multiple ways, and it's going to be very exciting, and I am looking forward to it. And as Frankie suggested recently also, and I have written it down, so hopefully we'll remember to mention it again, that once we start doing that, it'll be a good idea for us to work as a team, and especially for the posts that you somehow resonate with and you think your family and friends will resonate with, and not to mention your own audience, that you share other people's posts, of, you know, other people's bits of content that they've put out. So not the post will ultimately be where people end up, but it might be a cool image or a funny meme or something like that, that you share that with people that you know. You know, somebody from our group puts it up and then you choose to share that. That would be fantastic. And especially if they in turn do that for you with their family and friends and community, because that will then just push it a little bit further and we can use the power of our group a bit more. So, hello Bernadine, lovely to see you. So if you've got any questions, let me know. This is, we're sort of in the middle bit. We're about to shift gears once we go from having, you know, go through the hard slog of putting that blog post up. I would suggest the next bit's more fun, depending on how challenged you are with technology, which lots of us are, and I certainly am to a degree in certain types, but I find the more I keep plugging away at it, the more comfortable I get with it. But this week coming up may be challenging for you if you have a real technophobic feeling about things, but I will do my best to try and keep it as simple as possible, so that we can all at least produce quite a bit of different content. You won't necessarily have access to all of them because I'll use different software that I have on my computer, but there are ways, and I'll demonstrate some ways where you can do a lot of it online as well, irrelevant of whether you have a Macintosh or a PC. So enough about next week, because that's what tomorrow is all about. So if you haven't finished, go type. If you have finished, like myself and Bernadine, then I would go and just, you know, go reread it. Maybe go read some of the other people who've put their links up as well. Gives them a little bit of feedback. That's always really cool. But you can also go, you know, go reread yours. I am always picking up the things that I've done, and you can make little changes and that kind of stuff, and get a real. I know that you've written this blog post and that's what this whole week's been about, but if you can really be marinating in your blog post, if you like an analogy, then that's going to help for next week as well, because you'll be able to pull out salient points you want to use as a quote, or you might be able to find a bunch of statistics based on something that you said that back it up a little bit, or you might even be able to, you know, even if you don't go and get like real world statistics, you might be able to turn some of what you've written into an infographic. And an infographic is look it up. I'll show you tomorrow, and I've got a video which will show you a bit about infographics, but basically it takes a little bit of the facts, I suppose, often facts and figures, and demonstrates it in images and charts and things like that in a very simple sort of format on an image, on an overall sort of image. But if you go and have a look at your blog post, you might be able to pull something out that would work well in an infographic. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, which I don't see any questions at the moment, I'm assuming you're either busy typing, and I know that Frankie's basically finished and she's editing, and I know that Bernadine has finished. She just needs to finish. I think you're putting some images in and things like that, and then posting it to the web, to your website. So that's awesome. Very proud of you all. Fantastic. Well done for pretty much getting to the end of week 1 and 7 days. It is a big achievement, and I am, as I said, very, very proud of you. So tomorrow we're going to be moving on to the next bit, which is I'm very excited about. I've probably said that 300 times already. All right, take care. Have an amazing day, be it Thursday evening in America, or I'm not sure where are you, Bernadine, actually? Whereabouts in the world are you? I know where Frankie is. Where are you? I keep referring to America and Australia, but of course there are people in other parts of the world, but I'm not sure where Bernadine is at the moment. Are you in the United States as well? Oh, you're in Australia. There you go. That's easy. So when I say have a great day, it means something to you, whereas Frankie will come back and say I'm about to go to bed. All right, take care and have an amazing few hours, no matter wherever you are. Near Byron. My son lives up there, so awesome. I know it well. I'd like to live there myself. All right, take care. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay, bye. Oh, early. It's early. Yes, it is early. Oh, if you're over the border, you're in Queensland as well. Yeah. Okay, I better go. I've got to go running. See you. Lovely. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.